Hello, my name is Shmelia Rocky, and this is my first time showing my face on YouTube. And the purpose of this video is to refute some of the claims made in L Happy Stalker 7's 41 Reasons Why Twilight is Better Than Harry Potter video. I will only be countering the first 8 reasons because that was as far as I got before banging my head on my desk enough times to render myself unconscious. I'm reading from a script because I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a terrible public speaker. Please bear with me, as it's got a bit long. I will be addressing the makers of the 41 Reasons video as one person, since they made the entry as one person. By nature, opinions are subjective. Therefore, you must work very hard to prove them to anyone. You did not. All you did was gush and bash, and that does not make a very persuasive argument. It's fallacious. In fact, the very nature of the video is fallacious. 41 Reasons sounds impressive, but it's nothing but quantity over quality. This is the fallacy proof by verbosity, which, according to Answers.com, is an argument that tries to persuade by overwhelming those considering an argument with such a volume of material that the argument sounds plausible, superficially appears to be well researched, and that is so laborious to untangle and check supporting facts that the argument is allowed to slide by unchallenged. It is the fallacy epitomized by the familiar quote, "If you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, then baffle them with your bullshit." Excuse me. On these grounds, anyone with half a brain should dismiss your whole premise outright. However, because of your "I'm smarter than school" attitude, I'm going to respond. Don't bother trying to defend yourselves in the comments either until you learn how to make real arguments. No doubt, you will resort to numerous ad hominem attacks on my person, as you are under the delusion that insults somehow make you right. And that's okay. It's your right to make an ass of yourselves. When you put yourself on the internet, you take on a certain amount of responsibility. If you're going to construct a points-based argument, you need to back those points up with stuff from the books. And not just your opinions, because, like I said before, opinions are subjective. This isn't 41 reasons why we think Twilight is better than Harry Potter. It's 41 reasons why Twilight is better. So prove it. To your points. Point 1. Sexy vampires / the Cullens. First of all, they aren't vampires. They're venomous stone people who drink blood. Just because she says they're vampires doesn't make them so. Go look up vampire in the dictionary, or in a valid encyclopedia. Wikipedia doesn't count because anybody with an account can change the entry to suit their whims. Even you. Try Encyclopedia Britannica. You'll note that nothing in those entries has anything to do with sparkles, or venom, or diamond-like cell structure. They speak of the creature needing to return to the grave by day to sleep. And guess what Meyerpires don't do? You can call an apple an orange all day long, and at the end of the day, it's still an apple. Now on to the Cullens. I don't know about you girls, but I would much rather go for a personality over looks. Give me bespectacled, scrawny Harry over signally perfect Marble Edward any day of the week. Harry helps people. He saves lives. Edward has nothing but disdain for humanity, and wastes his immortal days taking high school biology over and over for no good reason. Point 2. Sexy werewolves. The fact that you believe they spend their life nude has any merit as an argument is laughable at best, and objectification at worst. People would be up in arms if all the werewolves were female, and you were a couple of ogling guys. Just saying. So far, I noticed both of your points have been about physical attractiveness. Are you aware of how incredibly shallow this makes you sound? Not intelligent, or witty, or whatever it is you think you're being, but petty and shallow. Point 3. Sexy actors. I'm seeing a trend here. Actors are real people. not the characters they play. Therefore, this is a non-point. Are you aware that Robert Pattinson really doesn't like Edward? In an interview with Empire magazine, he said, and I quote, "When you read the book, it's like, Edward Cullen is so beautiful I creamed myself. I mean, every line is like that. He's the most ridiculous person who's amazing at everything. I think a lot of actors tried to play this aspect. I just couldn't do that. And the more I read the script, the more I hated this guy. So that's how I played him, as a manic depressive who hates himself. Plus he's a 108-year-old virgin, so he's obviously got some issues there." End quote. I'm not sure what your purpose for bringing up the actors was. You'll have to elaborate. Point 4, perfect people. Perfect characters are dead boring. They don't grow, they don't change. When I read a story, I expect to follow the characters through trials and hardships that, in the end, make them better people. Nobody in Twilight grows as a character. Nobody. Bella is just as whiny and bitchy at the end of the story as she was when she first moved to Forks. "Oh yeah, boys want to take me to prom, my life is so hard." Only at the end, she sparkles and has a love shield, which does not substitute for character development. Edward doesn't change either. He still dictates every aspect of Bella's life. Or at least he tries to.